see a nigga on his feet than on his back. Facts.
Back in the day, I used to sack it and serve.
Yeah.
Now I just still in sin, so I can stay off of the curb. I had to go through it. Yeah, I had to grow through it.
Aye.
Now a nigga gotta stack every band. Fuck tryna blow through it.
Facts.
Peace and blessings, everyone. We'd like to welcome y'all to the No Filter Show, episode number 98, where we have my man Celsius in the house.
What's happening? What's happening?
It's good to have you on the show, brother. I appreciate you coming through, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, we've been knowing each other for quite some time now through mutual friends and stuff, so it's always a pleasure to get a chance to get together and just really get to know you as the person, as the artist, without all the connections, because now we have a personal connection in regards to paying homage to you as an artist. Great to have you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Glad to be here, man.
So I'm curious, my brother.
All right.
I'm really curious because I listen to your sound and I listen to the art, and I just want to know what got you started in this and what's your motivation, man?
My motivation, man, is just keep the culture moving forward, first and foremost. Secondly, just see how far I can take it, my ability, skills, growth, the creativity, just where I'm trying to see where my mind can take things, words, visions, events in life that I feel comfortable enough to expose on paper or put on wax per se. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just want to have fun, but not everything's going to be a message. Sometimes I just want to have fun with this shit. It's a million and billion motherfuckers doing the same shit that I'm doing. You know what I mean? My thing is, how can I stand out and be the artist that I am with people knowing who I am? And I know that I can't reach everybody and I'm not for everybody. I love this shit.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. So let's take us back to when you first started this music thing. What were your influences? What was the thing that said, you know what, not only can I do this, but I think I'm going to be good at this? What was that defining moment for you?
Well, the people who influenced me was like, it was my brother KP, my cousin Dub, the director, and then my other cousin YP, which is known as Unseen Asylum for those who know who Haiti Baby is. He produced Change Your Life. They're the ones that actually influenced me to actually show me that I could be good at this. I have potential at being good at this shit. Like, and then just being a student of the game and listening to lyricists and, you know, listening to people like Method Man and like, you know, Royce 5'9" and Crooked Eyes and Locksmiths and Yuck Mouse and people like Sebo, like 36 Mafia, Tech 9, Scarface, Outkast, T.I., Ludacris. Like, I have a plethora of people that I've listened to throughout my life, whether it be independent and some majors, but definitely dudes that are lyrical or definitely dudes that have a vibe and energy to them that is just unfucking matched, period. You know what I mean? And earlier studying, like, I was listening to like West Coast and down south music. Then I got a taste of the Midwest music with the double entendres and chopping it, you know what I mean? And double time with rhymes and words and shit, but
right.
Shit being dope, not just saying the shit to be just so you I can do it.
Right.
You know, East Coast, like, it make you understand what metaphors and similes are and how to use it. East Coast is very, very prideful on their bars and how they use it and artistically, you know what I mean? Like, just knowing that when you study them, you got them here too. But it's just different to see it like, okay, the environment that it is, so I get why everything is what it is, and it's hard based and everybody's competing.
Right.
And not so much for money, it's more so for like saying that they're the best that represent they block, their neighborhood, their city, their corner, whatever the fuck they come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's the same thing here. But on the West Coast, not only is it that, but it's also gang banging involved and claiming turfs and sets and everything else, and sides of towns and politics involved with it.
I think too, one thing you touched on, and I can hear this in your style, is the wordplay. We talked about the track we did with Big Man. Shout out to Big Man. And I told you at the studio last week, personally, I think you killed that track. You know what I'm saying? And what I hear in your music is you have that technique and entendres and word patterns like you know, some people will quote unquote say the East represents, but you have this funk in your style, this swag in your style that the West has, like the art of storytelling, and to be able to ride a funky beat. Like on the West, I kind of noticed the West Coast has more of this vibe when it comes to their rhyming.
Right.
Versus there's more intricacy and wordplay when it comes to East Coast music, and you found a way to kind of mash that together in your own signature sound, though.
Right. That itself took time to really develop. It was, how can I take these two things, plus this Midwest and down South energy, put it into myself, but make it transparently me.
Right.
That took years of development, like knowing who I am, taking my stories or wise sayings or wisdom that I got from OGs or things that I would just think about when I got time to actually sit and think. When you were like, man, it's crazy how you're the only person that I would know that can go from doing the trap shit with the street dudes and be transparent with that, but also go on a whole backpack side and feel right back at home.
Mm-hmm. You touched on one thing at the studio when we were discussing the whole music thing.
You know what it is? When you get impoverished conditions with talent, skill, and dedication and consistency, because they see it as the only way out that they can do something. They know the job is not going to be enough. It's going to keep them economically. So what can I do that can change my entire family?
I can rap.
Can I tell them about this story? And I'm good at it. Not only can I read, I can write, and I can comprehend.
Yeah.
I can correlate some shit. I'm creative with my words. I have a gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? So when they act that, and people, they with it. Especially when you're a likable person and you attract people because your energy and your aura is bright.
You're right.
You mature and you get around the right people that teach you investments and other things like that. You ain't never got to worry about a record deal, my dude, other than just trying to get that shit over with. If you already did your due diligence your contract, they can't do nothing but either, you know what I'm saying, give you your shit back or say, hey, get out of this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But unfortunately, when you a rapper signs to another rapper as a label, they're giving you the same deal that they got. Once you sign that contract, your name, your brand, your music, theirs. So your name and likeness, signed to that contract, be theirs the rest of your life.
Ever. Even after
Ever.
your perpetuities, even after you're dead.
Man.
Forever.
So,
it
you
turns
see that in your contract, run.
In keeping this preservation of the art form, I talk about the importance of the passion and the love for this. And I just wanted to get your take on that, and also tying that into the financial benefits and how you are able to keep that balance, but still putting out music with that ambition and hunger to become successful financially.
Well, I can tell you this. First things first, you are in the music business. Music business. Don't ever get that twisted. Music business. You got the music, but learn the business. Or you'll learn you. You know what I mean? Get your BMI, ASCAP, CSAT. Those are performance royalty organizations. You know what I mean? They only pay performance royalties. Register your music with that. Copyright your music. Copyright.org. Copyright your music. Secondly, sound exchange. That's your mechanical royalties. So if you ever hit the radio, you know what I mean? Get a check for that. Based on the spins. Song Trust. That's where you can get your publishing. There's plenty of publishing companies, plenty of that you can sign up for. It's free, okay? Now, as far as BMI, that's free. ASCAP is a one-time fee of $50.
Yep.
You know what I mean? After that, you good.
Yep.
Okay. ISRC codes. It's an International Standard Recording Code. That means they can track your song with that shit. Okay?
Nah, dope information, man. And you know, that's definitely awesome. I talk about the business and the passion side being yin and yang, and they got to be in peace and harmony. And we just explored the business aspect and how important that is. Now, from a personal aspect, to avoid the business becoming a job and still keeping that hunger and that fire for that passion, what are some of the ideas, concepts, or suggestions you can give to those out there that struggle with balancing the business and the personal side?
On the personal side, live your life, man. But live within your means too. Mental health is very important.
Yes.
Don't be so steadfast on being in the studio so much that you stress yourself out about being in studios, so that once you get to the studio, you have no energy or no motivation to do a song.
Right.
But even with that, stay consistent regardless of how the fuck you feel. Period. And you got a chance to be in studio today, go to the studio.
That's
Period.
right. That's
Work.
right.
Bottom line, work.
And I mean, I tell you, one big thing, and shout out to Miss Mariana, she actually schooled me on this with her knowledge.
Queen is dope.
Own your shit. Now, when people see this title, they think of cars, houses, finances, 401ks, retirements, IRAs. Owning your shit is also accountability, responsibility, respect, consequences,
self-awareness.
wisdom, self-awareness, mental health. So in this whole process of owning your shit, that was a great analogy of balancing the business and the personal, man. And I think a lot of people, sometimes we have to take a minute to digress, recess, retain, and then reflect. Because sometimes we may balance too far on one end versus the other, depending on what's keeping us running at that moment.
Yeah.
But taking those steps back allows you to go back into it more focused, so that your goals are met and your emotions aren't really driving the machine. Because a lot of us, our emotions drive the machine, and as a result, consequences come. And we don't want to accept the consequences, but we were the ones driving this machine. So I appreciate this, man. This is knowledge, and I hope you guys bookmark and save this, so when you guys are in a rut, or you feel a certain way, or you just want to understand more about the business and what to do, I'll be sure to bullet point each of the assignments and the details of the video, so that way you guys are, aware and can take notes and apply this. Now, I just want to take a moment to ask just a random question, brother. Being a man that lost my hairline at 33, I want to find out, man, what made you cut the dreads, man? Because the dreads was super long,
man. Yeah. Everybody kind of like, what the fuck?
Man.
But, nah, man, during the pandemic, man, actually last year, I went through a lot last year, man, personally. My mom was sick with COVID. She made it out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but it had her down for like a whole month.
Wow.
She was coming to visit, and ended up being her longer than she planned to due to that. But she made it out. She survived. Thank God. You know what I mean?
Moms.
So, I lost two of the closest uncles that I have due to COVID and other complications, but they died. They apart from each other in the same.
Wow, my condolences, brother.
Yeah, so I went through a lot, and as men, we don't sit back and voice how we feel or just cry and let it out half the time. We kind of just sit with it and deal with it. But yeah, I sat with it, and my hair showed.
Yeah.
And when you have the locks that long, the heavy they are, the more it stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So too, it was that, but it was more for the stress, and I was kind of like, okay, it's my 10th year. Am I going to keep these things, or I'm just going to let them go? But then with that, I've been through a lot within a 2 years. So it was a whole lot of different funky energy, good energy mixed in between, but more so negative than positive in a sense for me. But also a lot of growth. So when I cut him off, I was relieved of a whole lot of things, and usually people, they cut the locks, they wash the locks, and they donate them, whatever case may be. And I didn't want to do that because spiritually, with all that, with some of the bad juju mixed with the shit that I've been through with those locks on my head. I didn't want to pass that on to somebody else.
I respect that.
So, in the garbage, stay with it.
I respect that. And I mean, that was just a random. I apologize if it, that was more of a personal. But
You good.
since I known you, you had a man. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you had a man out here looking like a lion's mane, bro. Like, yeah.
Down here,
Yeah.
like still, they be hanging in my lap right now. Like, literally,
Yeah.
last conversation, and you would see him in my lap, like, locks just sitting there.
And the one thing I can say I respect about your energy is you're a pretty reserved person overall. But in the moment, whether it's music, whether it's, interacting with somebody you're cool with or discussing something that you're passionate about, it's a whole different energy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I tell people sometimes the most impactful, the most strongest, and the most dangerous person in the room is the person that doesn't really say anything. Just when they're in their neutral spot and they're chilling, they're reserved.
Hey, my mama for this. Think before you speak. Think before you act.
Right.
See the room before you execute anything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Fill the room out. If you about money, you're not finna sit in the hood that's known for doing or being or performing dangerous acts. If you not there on no business, you have no business.
Why are you there?
Why
Yep.
are you there? Be where you can be comfortable.
Yep.
Be you. And that could be anywhere. Can I be in those spots? Yeah. But I know somebody there.
Right.
I'm not just walking up here like, oh, cool. But if I gotta go through here, this is what I gotta go through then.
Right.
I'm passing through. I'm not sitting here. Understand content and context. They're two different things.
Yep.
So when people don't receive you well, they don't understand the context
Yep.
because of how you're saying it. They hear the content, but the context is what made them alter the content for
Right. Right.
So they get the message, but they don't like how it's being received.
Right.
You know what I mean? Prime example, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Not even just on, like just in life shit. Like he was giving it to the boys and the men as well as he was giving it to the females. It wasn't. Nah, I'm giving you this because this is what you need to hear.
Right.
You shouldn't give a fuck how I sound. But if you want this message, you want to get this message.
Right.
You may not like how it's being given to you, but you receive the message. And a lot of times, that's a gift and a curse. Golden age, we giving everything knowledge, we giving the youth, you know what I'm saying, positive vibes to do and be anything that they want, positivity. Crack guy in the hood, story changes, families going through shit, they talking about it. When you're young, naive, and you have an ego that you don't have under control with that pain,
Absolutely right.
that can really destroy you. In some ways, if you move right with it, but you don't know what you're doing, it can help you.
You just explained signing a contract.
Sugar and salt, it's the same difference.
Right.
It's gonna sound sweet, but the truth gonna make you feel salty.
Right.
But the aftertaste is gonna be sweet. You're getting the message. You may not like how it tastes going in, but the outcome is making
Results.
it sweeter for you.
It's like eating
results.
healthy versus eating, fast food. You
Right.
can eat what you want. It tastes good when you first eat it, but look what it's doing to your body, and overall it can kill you.
And
Eating
over
healthy.
time, it damage you.
Let's talk about some of the releases you've recently done and releases and
Okay.
projects you're looking to put out soon. Shark Week, that's a dope song, bruh.
Thank
As a
you.
matter of fact, I had to use the little intro for the intro to No Filter show when I
all
first
good.
heard it. I was like,
All good.
yeah, that looks amazing.
Shout
That
out to
looks
Progression
amazing.
Music, man.
Yes.
Progression Music with the beat, man. With the Billie Eilish sample, but we couldn't get it cleared, so it's not on any DSPs. It's strictly on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? So go check out Celsius.
Yes.
UEMG on the SoundCloud. And Shark Week is there. Shark Week Celsius featuring Hollywood Jack. Alright? Music by Progression Music. Also, I got plenty more coming with Progression Music. So don't even trip. If you like that, you're gonna love some more of what's coming. Checkmate, DJ Stiz. Shots to DJ Stiz, man. Like, I went and heard, I was scrolling down IG, going through the reels, and he just came in and he was playing some beats. We had a deal. I went and purchased the deal. You know what I mean? I heard the beat. It's called Checkmate. So I heard, I was like, this sounds like some West Coast shit.
Yeah, yes.
This shit was also like, it didn't feel Nip inspired.
Right.
It had me on that hype, like you could hear it in the song. Like, I felt like I could hear Nip on
that track.
So
Yeah.
I felt inspired to kind of like in favor of being on that tune and do me, of course, and not rap like him, but have a favor in cadence to what he
yes.
Kind
of like paying homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much like that's it's like I said, it's Nip inspired, man. Like that type of shit, like, you know what I mean? That's
Yes,
one
sir.
of the dudes that had me inspired to, like, to keep being in my lane, because he was on some motivational shit. Like every phase he went through, when I got a hold of him, it was when he actually flipped the switch.
Yeah. Because you noticed that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. I mean, especially on Victory Lap. I mean, the wisdom, the growth. He's talking entrepreneurship in his music. He's talking empowerment in his music. He's still talking about, the things he went through, in the hood and the struggles, but he ties it into maneuvering and showing the world is transition. And you can do it too. Like, that's the beautiful part. Like, a lot of his interviews.
That was my whole thing. Like, my music my music even now, like, it's either we bully ball rapping, talking like world government issues, or we talk about motivation, talk about some generational wealth, go get you a business, get your grind on, go get you some property. It's just Monopoly. It's a real game. And people are really playing this if you got the chips. You know what I mean? Work your way through it. And it ain't no shortcuts in this shit. You know what I mean? So timing is also important. But being out here is the key, though.
Yes, sir.
As far as of anything, you have to be out here.
Yes.
And if you know how to work your phone, that's also a plus too.
It is. Now, any last words that you would like to leave to the audience?
Man, don't fall for anything you wouldn't stand for. And also, I'm gonna say this: when you find yourself, there's two things that's gonna happen and you're gonna realize. One, there's nobody like you, and can't nobody be you but you.
That's it.
And two, when you realize that, this world can't fuck with you. Period.
There's nobody like you, and when you realize that, you'll realize, in some cases, nobody likes you. So you gotta learn how to maneuver through this whole process. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I definitely do, y'all. This is Celsius. We appreciate you coming through. C Keys with the No Filter Show,
Yes, sir.
episode 98 with Celsius. Peace and blessings.
Yo, dear hip hop, I know it's been a little minute. I pushed it beyond the limits. Oh my goodness, what a feeling. Some get offended and soak away at their feelings. They never try to consider the helping hand that is landed, leaking at the lip of the words over the pen tip. Then take a stab at a phony ass friendship. Wisdom with the knowledge I gathered over the time is reflection of being honored. Decided to pay homage. Those came before me and after me have to be definitely different in this dirty ass industry. That is how it has to be. Many tend to laugh at me, but I ain't looking back, cause that's the only time they passing me. Tumbling the pastor weed, you don't wanna pass to me. Cut from a different lawn, you can call me Pastor Green. I ain't talking money phone or growing from a money tree. Giving back the love given, gotta be a better me.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
1 minute they love,
the next they hate. Cancel culture on the tear, sealing many face. Changing other times, shift change in the mind. I'm seeing everything, peeping game, I'm not blind. Pushing my agenda for generational wealth. I'm just trying to lay low, but fly is a stealth. Gotta enjoy your fruits in private, people envy in public. Protect your peace with a piece, too many going deceased. Rent high, gas high, people scraping to get by. Survival of the fittest, stay aware with your third eye. Failure's not an option when success is the goal. That's why I go hard every day, bearing my soul. Can't be distracted by social media posts. I extract game, upgrade, then go ghost. I grind for the family state, great until my grave day. Shine with resilience, staying bright in my brilliance. Yeah.